In this video, we're simply solving for x. What that means is we want to end up with an answer where we have x on one side of our equal sign and whatever is equal to, in this case it's going to be a number term, on the other side of the equal sign. Okay? So the way we do this is to get rid of any unwanted term or element, we need to perform the opposite operation. Okay? So first we need to identify what operation is going on, okay? So we don't want this negative 10 here. We want the x by itself. So we have x and then we have these brackets. What this means is x is multiplied by whatever inside these brackets, okay? So if the operation we're looking at is a multiplication, the opposite operation then is a division, okay? So we have this multiplication. So if we divide by the same number, so in this case negative 10, these two terms they're going to cancel each other, okay? And that's what we want. If they cancel each other, we'll just be left with x, and that's what we're looking for, right? Now, here's a part where sometimes we run into a problem. We can't just divide by negative 10. If we just divide the left-hand side of this equation by negative 10, we changed the problem, right? We changed our equation. This is not what we were originally given, right? So what we need to do is balance it out, okay? So whatever we do to one side of our equal sign, we have to do it to the other side too, okay? So if we divide the left-hand side by negative 10, then we need to also divide the right-hand side by negative 10, okay? So let's go ahead and further simplify. So we have this negative 10 divided by negative 10. They're going to cancel. That equals 1. 1 times x is simply x. All right, and that's what we were looking for, right? We were just trying to find what x is equal to, and we have x equal to something. All right. Now, what we're left with on our right-hand side is a fraction. Now, there's nothing wrong with having an answer as a fraction, okay? But I'm going to show you how to take this one step further, okay? It is possible if you're, see this problem on an exam or a test or whatever, that say it's a multiple choice, you might see this as the answer, and it's correct. However, there is another step we can take. First thing, when we have a fraction, we simply have a division that hasn't happened yet. Remember I said before we're dividing both sides by negative 10? This is a division, okay? So the other way of saying this is negative 60 divided by negative 10, okay? So we're going to go ahead and perform this division, okay? Now, as we go to perform this division, we need to look at the signs, okay? We have two signs that are the same. They're both negative. But the rule is when we have two signs that are the same, whether they're both positives or both negatives, and we perform a multiplication or a division, we will end up with the answer that is positive, okay? So we have negative and a negative. So our answer is positive, okay? So then we can go ahead and look at the numbers. So negative 60 divided by negative 10, we know is positive, and it's simply 6. So the answer is x is equal to positive 6. Now I'm going to rewrite this as x is equal to 6 because we don't typically write the positive, okay? Like it's okay if you do it, but in math we have things called conventions, and just the way we do things, the way we write things, notation, that kind of thing. And one of these math conventions is not writing a positive in an answer like this, okay? When it's all by itself, there's an implied positive in front of it, okay? So we can remove it. If you don't remember, it's fine. The answer's still correct, all right? This is just to show you that these two are the same thing, okay? So sometimes you might get a multiple choice question and it might be like a trick, you know? So just so you know, x equals positive 6 is x equals 6. They're the same. And as well, x is equal to negative 60 over negative 10 is the same answer, okay? It's just a fractional form of this answer, okay? Now, there's one last thing we need to look at. Once again, with math convention, okay, we talked about not showing the positive. The other thing is, when we isolate for a variable, math convention tells us we want that unknown, that x in this case, to be on the left-hand side of the equal sign. And whatever it's equal to, in this case it's a number term, we want that on the right-hand side, okay? and we have that already. So we don't need to do anything else. I'm just bringing it up so that you know. But we solved our problem. I've shown you 3 different ways to write the answer, but the answer is simply x is equal to 6. If you would like to learn how to quickly study for your GED exam online and get a new resume, then visit testprepskills.com.